Hi everyone, I just wanted to do a bit of a bonus read. Obviously, as mentioned in my last video, it is retrograde. We have just gone into retrograde and that lasts for just under a month. It finishes on, I believe, May the 14th. So just wanting to get a bit of a run around with retrograde energy there, see what's going on for everybody. We're going to be sort of titling this one, what's coming back around for you for retrograde, okay? Because as we have sort of discussed, Mercury does move quite quickly and loops around us quite a lot. So it does tend to, bring cycles back through with it, okay? So as to whether that's people or certain other cycles, I do find for a lot of people, certain cycles when it comes to things that you thought that you had healed with your shadow work and whatnot, sometimes those things do sort of come back around to bite you in the butt. When retrograde does hit, it is quite common for exes to sort of pop back up during this time as well. Okay, so we're going to be, like I said, looking at retrograde. I am using the green glyphs lenormand there, and I also have the Island Time Wellness, which does tend to sort of give us a bit of an insight into, people more so than just general energies. It does sort of have a real love sort of vibe going on with that, talking about the love space and the heart space there. So starting off for Aries, how are we today, Aries? We're just looking at the retrograde energy at the moment, okay? So we're looking at what's coming back around for Aries this retrograde, okay? So we've got from about now until about May 14th, I believe. So what's coming back around for Aries with retrograde, please? And I will clarify if I do need to here and there, but I will grab one of these for you as well. Okay, so what's coming back around for Aries? We have the stork and the fish. Okay, so probably could expect some things to be stirred up with our finances at this time, Aries. So certain things, this does talk about a lot about new with the stork, but it does really talk about stirring things up. So it's sort of maybe stirring up some, when we're talking about retrograde and things coming back around, some choices that we have made in the past when it does come to our finances. We're looking at sort of giving you that opportunity to sort of get a bit of a redo when it comes to how you're dealing with your finances. Okay, and that's sort of coming through as well with the healthy choices card there. So that does say making healthy choices in love and in life, self-love, self-care, and being happier. Okay, so it's really talking about, looking at your finances this retrograde and seeing how we can make better choices with our finances. Okay, so pretty straightforward for you guys there, Aries, when it does come to your retrograde message. Make sure you leave me a comment. Anyone that comments will go in the draw for a free personal when that's drawn. So moving on, though, to Taurus. How are we today, Taurus? Just looking at the retrograde energy from now until about May 14th. We're in Mercury retrograde. So we're just sort of wanting to see what's coming back around for Taurus with this retrograde. Okay, and I'll grab you guys an oracle. Oh, two came out there, so that's fine. Okay, so we're seeing the energy of the book and the lady energy there. So sort of looking at, I'll just double check these oracles here because we are seeing the wedding rings coming through with the oracle there, and the paradise card as well. So we could be looking at relationships with female figures in our life. I don't really like to genderize the female and the male card. We do sort of like to talk more about the feminine energy factors, but with the wedding rings thing coming through there, we could definitely be talking about commitment type vibes, partner type vibes there. It does sort of say on that card: union, wedding, married, soul connection, eternal love, everlasting promise. Okay, so it could actually be a love relationship coming back around. So whether you're with someone or not, but what we would be seeing is wanting to start new directions and new chapters within that connection. Okay, so with the book there, that really does talk about the unknown factor as well as new chapters and writing a new sort of story. So the book hasn't been written yet, so writing what we want for the future there. And we are sort of seeing the paradise card as well. That does say happiness, expansion, joy, playfulness, oneness, and enjoying each other. Okay, so really looking at a period where we are going to have an opportunity to sort of if we are in a connection already, or if we are getting into brand new connections, that we are really sort of just going to be able to enjoy that union and just have that playfulness and really just have it as a bit of a moment of paradise within the story that you're writing for yourself there, Taurus. So like I said, though, we are talking about things coming back around. So this definitely could be somebody that you are previously connected with or already currently connected with, but really focusing on finding the new directions and the new, like bringing that new sense of playfulness into the connection, I feel, for you guys there, Taurus. Okay, so we'll go straight over to Gemini. How are we today, Gemini? Just looking at the retrograde energy and sort of what's coming back around with this retrograde. We do find the retrograde does tend to bring quite a lot of things back around for us. And it's up to us to sort of use the energy that's there to make the most of it. Sometimes it can be a little bit daunting for people knowing that we're in a retrograde, but there is also that opportunity to grow and learn with the retrograde energy as well. Sometimes these things come back around, for a reason, to help us deal better with it than what we did the first time around. So what's coming back around for Gemini? I will just grab one more to clarify those there. Okay, so I'll grab an oracle for you as well, Gemini. This is the Island Time Wellness Oracle deck there. Okay, so we are definitely seeing somebody from the past coming back through for you, Gemini. We do have the person card when I've asked to clarify. So I was just sort of wanting to check if that energy is, a physical person or not there, which we're sort of getting that energy that, yes, it definitely is a person coming back around. Now, this person, they could be obviously from your past if they're coming back around, but also they could actually be older than you, or in some way, very structured in the way that they come across. So you may know who they are by, there's someone who feels like very solid foundation type energy. So there has previously been a pretty solid foundation with this person, but we are seeing the Fox card coming through, and I am getting the vibe today that this Fox card is actually this person being in a very kind of independent but somewhat selfish type energy, somewhat manipulative type energy I am feeling. So we're going to have to be on our guard, I feel, for this particular person coming back around for you, Gemini. The oracle we have drawn is the Hammer, and that does say sabotage, rebuilding, interrogation, repetitive, persistent, and working on it. Okay, so this is possibly someone from your past who has been deceptive of some not so much deceptive, but more like manipulative. You know, they may not intentionally be manipulative, but we sometimes do get that with the fox energy. It's like that kind of salesman energy where they'll say anything to get the sale, you know, and so that's how they're sort of coming across with the energy at the moment, that, you know, that they'll say things, you know, that may not be the entirety of the truth, or they may just leave things out just because they say what you want to hear rather than, you know, the full truth and nothing but the truth. Okay, so it could possibly be a little bit of a negative energy, but as we see with the hammer there, there is that potential for that sabotage, but there is also that potential to rebuild stronger foundations with this person, with the tower as well. But it is quite a repetitive energy, so this person may have come in and out of your life a few times previously. Now, we're not seeing necessarily if that is, you know, like a love romantic type connection. It definitely could be, but it could also be, you know, just like a past friend or a family member, something like that. But I feel that you will know who this person kind of is. You probably already do have a little bit of an inkling that they are very self-serving when they do come back around. So, you know, that it does sort of, they possibly are working on that energy, but, you know, they're still not coming through as, you know, super positive energy. So I would just be a little bit on your guard when it comes to this person. Okay. Now we'll move straight over to Cancer. So I'll just make sure I've got the timestamps there for us, Cancer. So we're looking at the retrograde energy at the moment. So whatever's coming back around for us, this retrograde, things do tend to come back around every sort of retrograde. Like Mercury, it just speeds around, laps around us, you know, and that's the sort of energy that we do find with the retrograde, things coming straight back around again. We might have thought we'd said goodbye, but here they are again. Okay, so we'll just have a look there. What's coming back around for Cancer, this retrograde? Okay, and I'll grab an oracle for you as well. Okay, so what we're actually seeing coming back around, Cancer, is some sort of negative thoughts and some stress and anxiety coming back around for you. So you may have had a pattern in the past of you know, getting a bit stuck on certain things. You know, the mice card there, it does, and mixed with the clouds, it definitely does sort of lead me to believe that this is some sort of anxiety. You know, the mouse card does really chew away at your thoughts. So it's things that sort of worry you, and you can't sort of, you get stuck on that loop of thinking about the same things, and it sort of chews away at you constantly. Okay, so it's definitely some sort of, you know, probably mental anxiety, memories popping back up that you might not want to delve into, you know, and we are seeing the cloud, so that's strong on the thoughts, possibly a bit of confusion about the way that we've dealt with these things in the past. But Mercury retrograde really does give us the opportunity to deal with things in a different way to what we have done in the past. Okay, so keep that in mind when we are thinking about, you know, things that keep popping back up in our brain and we can't get rid of them. It's up to us to choose whether we see the silver lining in the clouds. You know, so dealing with these thoughts a slightly different way than what you may have in the past is definitely going to serve you better this time around there. Especially, I have clarified that, and I got the sun. Okay, so that really does reveal things and bring things to light. So you might be definitely seeing some sides to this that you hadn't really considered before, looking at things in a slightly different way. And we do see with the sun there, you know, the sun shines down through the clouds, you know, so it does sort of break out the storm clouds and clear the clouds out, you know, so it really does help you overcome this anxiety and whatnot. Okay, so really having the opportunity this retrograde to, you know, any past energies, memories, those sorts of things, tension in your thoughts, that is popping up, you do really have this opportunity to break through from that this time around, to find your own sense of happiness when it comes to that situation. All right. Now, the oracle I pulled for you is the Girl Talk card there, and that does say time with friends, moving on, happily single, living in the moment, and having fun. Okay, so whether you're single or not, I really feel that this particular card, it really does sort of talk about relying on your friends, for advice and support when you are having these sort of heavy thoughts, talking them through with somebody, so that you're not getting totally stuck in these energies. And you are that they may offer a different perspective that you'd never considered before, and that will actually help you sort of break through and get to that sunshine. So definitely, that the time for some girl talk, whether you're a male or a female, that idea of having a supportive group of friends, or a supportive family member or partner, or whatever, whoever it may be for you. Relying on that support at this current time, it really will help you out, I feel. Okay. Moving over on to Leo. How are we, Leo? We're just looking at the moment at the Mercury retrograde that's just sort of started, and will be going through until about May 14, I believe. So just sort of seeing what's popping up for us. This retrograde, forewarned is forearmed, or whatever they say. I don't know if I even said that correctly, but whatever. Okay, so Leo. What's coming up for Leo this retrograde? What's coming back around for Leo this retrograde, please? Okay, so I'll just grab some clarity on that. And I'll grab an oracle for you guys as well. Just wanted to grab some clarity to see whether we're talking about a specific person coming back around, or if we're talking about something else altogether. But no, we definitely are seeing a person coming back around for you, Leo. This is the Lady card, so it could be someone more feminine, coming back around. It could be like, like an important female figure in your life. It doesn't necessarily have to be a female. It could just be, someone who's a little bit softly, more in their feminine energy there, with the lady. But we also are seeing the stork and the snake. Okay, so I actually feel like this is whoever this person is for you, they're stirring up some temptations for you. Okay, it does feel the snake can mean quite a lot of things, but it does feel that it's that temptation kind of vibe at the moment, so and I'm actually getting that, when it comes to the lady energy, I am getting that, the story about Medusa with the snakes for hair, and like if you turn back and look at her directly, you turn to stone. So I feel like this particular person could actually be like, in the past they've been very like cold sort of feeling, like they feel like a very sort of hard, cold sort of surface, like stone, so and they may have been very hard to read, and that sort of a thing. But they're actually it feels like they're really stirring up some sexual tension with you, some desire, some passion. The temptation is coming on through, with, once again, a different story altogether, but the Adam and Eve story, where the the snake tempts Eve to eat the apple. That sense of temptation really coming through strongly with that as well, and it's definitely stirring something there. It does feel very physical. So that definitely could be something popping up for you this retrograde. And so obviously with the coming back around energy, this is probably someone from your past. So I just feel like when I mentioned the Medusa story, I just feel like that might let you know who that person is. But it does feel like they're stirring up a lot of tension and desire within you, and like temptation, you know. And then we are seeing the dragonfly oracle there, which does say lighthearted, finding out, things coming to light, adapting, changing, healing. Okay, so I feel that whatever the situation was with this person in the past, it's metamorphosized into something completely different these days. It feels like it is. You know, I'm not feeling anything off that other than physical. So it may just be someone popping back in for a you know, a booty call or something like that. Okay, so you know, I feel like you guys might have a clue or a hope of who that might be, but it's definitely going to be stirring something within you. Okay, so good luck with that. Let me know how that goes. But moving on to Virgo. How are we today, Virgo? Just having a quick look at the retrograde energy coming on through. Retrograde goes until about May 14. So we're just sort of seeing what's coming back around with that. What's coming back around for Virgo this retrograde? Okay, once again, I'm needing clarity for quite a few of these readings today, so I'll just get some clarity for that. Okay, and an oracle for you as well, Virgo. Okay, so I'm getting a bit of a it's a bit of a confusing message, to be honest, Virgo, because I am seeing the anchor and the ship both coming on through, and now these can actually be quite opposite, okay, because we do see the anchor energy, you know, holds us down, weighs us down a little bit, you know, holds the ship in place before it sets sail, whereas then the ship sets sail and it is quite a fast-paced energy. So I feel like the ship is actually just sort of referring more to like actual distance between you and something, you know, and something that's weighing you down because of the distance. Okay, when I've asked for clarity, I have gotten the child. Okay, and so that could be a physical child. So if you do have a child that you are distant from, it definitely could be talking about that sort of, you know, for some reason weighing you down quite a lot at the moment with this retrograde sort of coming back around. But I feel like it's something from your childhood. So therefore, you know, like the distant past coming back around, that's sort of weighing you down a bit, and it's just coming back up for you at this time. So like I said, it is a little bit of a confusing message, but it doesn't feel like anything like crazy, but it's like the energy that's coming back around for you, this retrograde, it feels like, yeah, something popping up from your childhood that you're realizing has sort of held you down or held you back a little bit when it comes to the oracle. Okay, so that's the passion card, and that says insane chemistry, liking each other equally, and having fun. Okay, so it just feels like something from your childhood. So it could be like the way that you display passion about things, you know, the way that you understand the concept of passion. Okay, having like an innocent mindset about something, and you know, it's held you back just a little bit. So maybe this retrograde, it's sort of telling you, you know, to have a look at things that have held you back a little bit, from your within your, you know, from your childhood, things that have held you back in life a little bit, and you know, allowing that passion to, you know, take off a little bit more for yourself. So whether that's passion with people, or whether that's passion for, you know, like what you're doing in life and your job, or you know, just general passion for hobbies, and the way that you come across to friends, and you know, really refinding that sense of childhood, like joy and wonder and that sense of adventure. That seems like an important keyword when it comes to this as well, that adventure, because it does come through with both those cards there, adventure. So it does feel like, something that is quite distanced from your current life, but it's still actually just having this effect of holding you back from displaying your full passions into life. Okay, so I don't quite understand what exactly that means, but hopefully you guys understand what that is actually about, or when you do think about it, you will sort of realize, oh, hang on, yeah, that's this, or whatever. So I do hope it resonates for you there, Virgo. Sometimes they don't always make sense to me, but they make sense to whoever I'm talking to. I know. I know if you do watch Tyler Tarot, he's constantly saying, I'm not connecting with this, I'm not connecting with this. And sometimes that's when it actually, means the most to the people watching. So, hopefully that's the case for you guys today, Virgo. Okay, so moving over to Libra. How are we today, Libra? Just having a quick look at, the retrograde energy and what's coming back around for you with this retrograde. What's coming back around for Libra, this retrograde? Clarity, please. Okay, and an oracle for you as well, Libra. Okay, so I have drawn the clover, the clouds, and then the bear for clarity there, as well as the snake oracle there. Okay, so firstly, I just wanted to talk about the snake oracle there. It does say competition, enemy, clever, malicious, look over your shoulder, and the other woman. Okay, so that could be, that the other woman, a snake in the grass somewhere in your life there, Libra. But I do feel that this snake in the grass could actually be yourself, to be honest. So we might have some stuff popping back up for you on a more like internal level at the moment when it comes to seeing the clouds there, because the clouds really do talk about your thoughts. Okay, and with the clover, that talks quite a lot about risks. So we're sort of looking at not necessarily risky behavior, but like like I feel like it's kind of like looking at things, taking a bit of a like risky way of thinking, if that kind of makes sense for you there. Thinking about things a certain way um, that may not be actually correct. Okay, so we do see with the bear that we are being sort of a little bit defensive and overprotective of ourselves. Okay, it's kind of just letting you know, this is kind of more of an internal struggle, I feel, for you, Libra, this retrograde, and making sure we're really, not thinking about things in a defensive manner rather than, objectively. Okay, so I feel like it's kind of telling you to make sure we're not taking a big leap with the way that we're thinking about things, to actually just stop and look at the truth of the thing, okay, and not jumping to conclusions about things, okay, because there can be a little bit of anxiety and confusion with the clouds as well. So rather than, if we're confused about something in the way that we're thinking about something, rather than like jumping to conclusions straight away that that's the negative thing, because our sense of self-defense and survival kind of tells us, oh, that's automatically the worst. The worst thing I'm thinking is the one. It's telling you to not do that. okay, and take a risk to think positively rather than negatively, because it does kind of feel that this snake energy could actually be yourself, like you're being too clever, you're thinking things too into the wrong direction, okay. You know, you're in competition with yourself, okay. You're thinking about things in like a more negative way than you need to be, I feel, when it comes to like yourself. So I think it's talking about, you know, stopping and making sure we're considering all the options, okay, the positive options as well, you know, not just presuming the worst, so to speak, okay. So that may be something that we've done a lot in the past as well, because we're looking at retrograde energy. It's kind of letting us know to think about the times we've done that in the past and been wrong, and then been proven that that wasn't what was happening at all. It was something completely different. Okay, so it's kind of letting you know, just look at how that behavior has served you in the past, if you have had a you know, a bit of a cycle of doing that sort of a thing, because it is popping back up for you again at the moment, and the retrograde is actually an opportunity to look at those cycles, those things that do come back around again, to look at those and to improve and try to do better. You know what I mean? So that next retrograde, it's not going to come back and bite us in the butt once again. Okay, and it's not then it's not becoming a cycle that we're stuck in. Okay. Okay. Well, Scorpio, how are we? We're just having a look at what's coming back around this retrograde. I've just got the Green Glyphs Lenormand deck here, as well as the Island Time Wellness Oracle deck. What's coming back around for Scorpio this retrograde, please? Okay, what's coming back around for Scorpio this retrograde, please? Okay, so firstly, we're seeing the Heartbroken Oracle coming through for you, Scorpio. So that does talk about, you know, being deeply hurt, sad, separations, breakups, feeling lost, grieving, and mourning. Okay, so I feel that when we've got here coming through, we've got the ship, then the sun, and then the scythe. Okay, so you know, I feel that this ship is sort of a bit lost at the moment, and lost at sea, so to speak. You know, lost in a sea of sadness is kind of what's coming to me there. You know, so you have been sort of, this has come back around for you. You know, it's past hurts seem to be coming back around for you this retrograde. You know, and making you sail away on that emotion a little bit there, but it's also giving you the opportunity to you know, there's going to be some things revealed to you, some things coming to light with the sun as well this retrograde, which are going to suddenly change you know, this feeling of heartbrokenness and sadness. Okay, so I'm feeling that the thing that's coming back around for you is that feeling of sadness, all right. But then we're seeing the sun and the scythe. I feel that that's letting you know that it's just a temporary come back around thing, and you know, retrograde being your opportunity to really reveal to yourself that sadness, and what has you know, it's served its purpose now. You know, yes, we were heartbroken, but now we're facing some sudden quick changes and breaking away from that sadness. All right. The sun always sort of talks about happiness at the end of the day as well. Okay. So, you know, it may just be a bit of a tough time while we are still dealing with a little bit of heartbreak or sadness there. You know, like I said, for some reason, I keep getting that same phrase, sailing the ship of sadness, sailing the sea of sadness. Okay. Like, you know, like, oh, there's a song where it's like, my tears could fill an ocean. That kind of a vibe definitely coming through with that ship for you guys at the moment. But just know that there is light at the end of the tunnel when it comes to this sadness, okay? There's Scorpio, so, you know, hopefully it's not too hard of a retrograde on you guys, and that we can look forward to that sunshine at the end of the day. If nothing else, you know, retrograde ends May 14th, so we've got less than a month worth to worry about, right? Okay, so moving over there, we'll move over to Sagittarius. How are we, Saggy? Just looking at what's coming back around for you this retrograde. Problem with having so much hair, it gets in the way all the time. Coming back around for Sagittarius this retrograde, please. And an oracle for you as well. Oracle for Sagittarius, please. Okay, so we have drawn the child and the albatross. This is actually it's the second version of the cross card, okay? So it does talk a lot about self-sacrifice, okay? It's talking about things you have sacrificed in the past, and it feels like you have sacrificed some innocence. It could actually, I did draw an extra card there, so it could actually be talking about a person coming back through from the past, okay, as well. It could be you, or it could be this person from the past, okay. That is the lady card there. So if you are a feminine yourself, maybe this is you that we're looking at, but you know, otherwise it is a feminine energy that's coming back around towards you there. So it could also be like a mother figure, that type of a thing as well, you know, someone from your childhood, but we are looking at an element of some sort of sacrifice that's been made in the past when it comes to, you know, like your innocence, okay. It could be you know, something from your childhood, something that's sort of coming back around and biting you in the butt a little bit this retrograde, you know, and it's something that it's something that you need to end, okay, because I've got the coffin card coming through with the oracle, and that does say endings bringing new beginnings, growth, change, liberation, and transition. So I feel that what we're finding is that this is probably something that we're actually, you know, it may be something that's haunted us for our whole sort of life, you know, some sort of a burden, a cross to bear, so to speak. The reason that it is the albatross, right, is because they would, back in the super old days, okay, they would shoot down an albatross, and that would give them, you know, good luck on their ship voyages and things like that. It would always be like a sacrifice that had to be made, you know, for the good journey. Okay, so some sort of sacrifice that has been made, but that is actually bringing the good journey, if that sort of makes sense. Like, it's bringing the new beginning. Okay, you're having to sacrifice something, you know, some sort of, I feel like it's something from like this woman's childhood, or you know, the mother and child imagery. Like I said, it could be a mother figure, you know, so we're sacrificing something, we're ending something in order to get new beginnings with it, okay. So sometimes these messages aren't super clear to me exactly what they are, because it is a collective, so you know, it could be slightly different for everybody as well. But yeah, we're definitely looking at some, you know, some cross that you have, some burden that you have carried for a long time, finally sort of ending and being lifted off you. You know, whatever you, and sacrificing that burden, you know, getting rid of the negative so that you can sort of bring in the change and be liberated from this thing. Okay, so we're definitely looking at something coming back around for you this retrograde, that you're actually having the opportunity to end that cycle once and for all, and you know, find your inner child once again, and find that sense of adventure and amazement at the world, and you know, that joy and wonder. Find that for yourself once again, you know. So yeah, quite interesting. If you guys know exactly what that's all about, let me know, because like I said, it's going to be different for everybody. And it's not super clear to me. It's just giving me the vagueness of that one. But it's definitely bringing in some changes and liberating you, and you know, liberating you from that past thing, and bringing in, you know, that new transitional energy as well. So it definitely feels like a cycle ending, you know, that you're choosing to get rid of that out of your you know, self once and for all, sort of a thing. So it's something you've carried. It's like something you've carried on yourself for quite a long time. Okay. So it might be like a sense of responsibility to somebody. You know, that's the kind of vibe I was kind of getting there. But yeah, like I said, not super clear to me, but hopefully it's a bit more clearer to you there, Sag. You guys might understand what that's all about. Hopefully. Okay, so Capricorn, just looking, Capricorn, at the retrograde energy and what's coming back around for you this retrograde. Retrograde does go until about May 14, so just under a month there. Does sort of tend to bring a lot back around with it. So we're going to have just a quick look and see what's coming back around for you, Capricorn. We are looking at a lot of energy coming back around rather than people this time around. So, you know, sometimes a lot of people do say, oh, retrogrades always bring your ex back around, but not the case for everyone this retrograde by the looks of this. Okay. And I am seeing, or I'm already sort of seeing a similar issue with Sagittarius. Okay, so if you do have a strong Saggy placement, it might be worth watching that one as well. All right. But an oracle for Capricorn. What's coming back around for Capricorn? All right. Definitely very similar energy to the Sagittarius read there. Okay, so so this may be like you and this Sagittarius may be somehow connected, or you may have strong Sagittarius placements. I feel that the person that this is going to resonate with probably will have strong Sagittarius placements, and vice versa to the Saggy that I just read for. You know, and it could be like a cusper as well. It could be somebody on the cusp, like of Sagittarius and Capricorn, that this reading is actually more specific for. Okay, so we're looking at the birds, the albatross, and the lily there. Okay, so I'll just let you know the albatross, that is actually the cross card. There is in this particular deck the green glyphs lenormand. It has actually been split into two, so the cross card and then the albatross card. Okay, so the albatross talks more about you know, sacrifices, things that, you know, it talks quite a lot about, you know, a cross to bear kind of a vibe. Okay, and so with the birds, what we're seeing is that this is something, a bit of a burden that you have carried. Okay, and it's talking about some sort of grief or worry. All right, some sort of grief or worry that you have sort of, you've carried this burden for quite a while. You know, it's coming back around this retrograde, the energy of this burden coming back around there, and it's sort of you know, with the lily there, it is kind of maybe possibly going to flare up and affect you, and it has sort of, I feel that that's just letting us know it definitely has affected you long term, and if we don't sort of address this energy when it does pop back up, that it is going to affect us long term, and it's going to affect the way we're dealing with things, you know, longer term as well. And so it is likely to pop back up once again, you know. So the lily can also talk about like intimacy issues. All right, so it could be like some sort of grief or you know, or worry that we have carried for a long time when it comes to intimacy issues. Um, Not necessarily physical intimacy, but like emotional intimacy as well. All right, but what we're seeing with the oracle there is the coffin, okay, and that actually says endings bringing new beginnings, growth, change, liberation, and transition. Okay, so this retrograde, we're really getting that opportunity to be liberated from this burden that we have carried. All right, it's something that we do associate a lot of grief with. All right, I'll ask for a bit more clarity on that, to be honest. Even though the lily, you know, telling us it's something quite intimate to you, it's, I still want a bit more clarity. Like I said to Saggy, it's not 100% clear to me exactly what this is all about. Clarity for this burden, please. What is this? Okay, so I've pulled the bear, and I feel like that's not actually related to the specific reading. I feel like that's spirit getting defensive against me and telling me that's the information you've been given. Don't ask for anything else. So that was spirit just getting a little bit defensive there, saying like I don't need to know all the details of whatever this is. Okay, so whatever it is, though, it is some sort of a grief that you have carried for quite a while. You know, some sort of a burden that you have carried. Maybe something that, you know, something that you have sacrificed when it comes to your sense of intimacy, the way that you are intimate with people, the way that you are emotionally intimate with people. You kind of have sacrificed something in the past there. But this retrograde, it's really giving you the opportunity to be liberated from that burden and to actually transition and change that, and, you know, bring about a whole new beginning with whatever that is. Okay, so I hope that that resonates for somebody. It probably is going to resonate completely differently for a lot of people, you know, because we can be talking about quite a lot of things. And with collective there, the collective energy, so it may, you know, be slightly different things for different people. You know, we all have different dramas and things going on in our inner world, so it could be quite different for everybody. On the bottom of the deck, I do have the moon, so that does talk about emotional sensitivities as well. So that sort of does play that it probably is something quite intimate and emotional to us. I feel like it's like the way that we, like more to do with the way that we are intimate. Okay, so if that helps, I don't know. If anyone watches Tyler Tarot, he says all the time, "I'm not connecting with this read. I'm not connecting with this read," and those are the reads where it actually. You see everyone in the comments pop up with, "Oh, I totally understood that. That makes perfect sense." So I really hope that that's the case for you guys today, and that you guys know exactly what that sort of thing is, or I suppose, you know, retrograde does go until May 14th. So whatever it is, it's definitely going to pop up within the next sort of month, and we're going to know when we see it anyway. That's that thing. But we, like I said, given the opportunity to, you know, have a new beginning when it comes to whatever that is, and transition away from the burden as well, you know. So sounds interesting. Okay, so moving over to Aquarius. How are we today, Aquarius? Hang on, I just need to clear Saggy and Cappy's energy out of the decks. They just had a very similar reading, so we're trying to make sure we're clearing. Okay, so Aquarius, what's coming back around for Aquarius this retrograde, please? Okay, and an oracle for Aquarius, please. Whoa. Coming back around for Aquarius. Okay, so firstly, we're seeing the oracle is not enough, all right? So frustrated in relationship, lack of confidence, self-sabotage, fear, ego issues, and jealousy. Okay, so I feel like the reason I read this card first is because I feel like this is how you're going to know who this past person is, okay? Because this is why I feel like it's someone that you're actually not currently in contact with. All right, so they're coming back around this retrograde. It's probably someone that you did have a strong friendship with at some point, and they are not necessarily a male, but more masculine energy, quite a powerful type person, like a leadership type person, more dominant, controlling type person. But we are seeing the dog, which is a friendship card. Okay, so that does talk about at some point there was a lot of loyalty between the two of you, all right, and a strong foundation of friendship between the two of you. But I feel like this is past energy, this not enough card, and so maybe that's partly what's happened, and that's why it's coming back around, because in the past you felt like you weren't enough for this person. You felt like and it could also be like a father figure, or like a person in authority type figure, as well, that you were there was some sort of strong friendship type loyalty to this person, but it does feel that there was some sort of fear or ego issues, some sort of jealousy in the past, and that's maybe why we did have a breakdown within that relationship. All right, so I feel like that not enough energy is a past energy coming back around, and this actual person is now coming back around, because we are seeing the birds there as well, and so I do feel that this is talking about a chat, some conversation. Could be a phone call as well with the birds there, but it does feel like, whether this person is physically coming back around, or they're just going to be the topic of conversation. You're going to hear some gossip about them, hear some chatter in the wind about this person, that this person's going to be on your mind, this retrograde, because it will be sort of, the energy is coming back around, to do with this person, and giving you the opportunity to sort of look at why you felt you weren't good enough, to be in this person's life, or vice versa, why you thought that they weren't good enough to be in your life. And it does feel like you are sort of getting that opportunity to really address any of those issues that you may have had in the past with not feeling good enough, or any ego issues that you guys struggled with, control issues that you guys struggled with within that power dynamic. All right, so that's what I kind of see coming back around for you, Aquarius. Now, lastly but not least, of course, we're moving over to Pisces. How are we, Pisces? I know I need to switch up the order I'm reading again. I'll go back to doing the elements so that I don't keep messing up my my long videos when I'm doing the part 1 and part 2s. I did it yesterday from Aries through to Pisces, and it threw me out. Like, I'll definitely have to go back to doing it through the earth, air, fire, water energies. So yeah, hate to leave you to last, Pisces. I'll try to make sure that we're not constantly putting the same signs, first or last, okay? All right, so Pisces, what's coming back around for Pisces this retrograde? I know it's quite common, Pisces, for people to come back around with retrogrades, but I'm actually seeing, you know, a bit of a mix of people as well as other issues coming back around for people this retrograde. So we'll see what's coming back around for Pisces this retrograde, please. Okay, Pisces. I'll grab an oracle for you as well. Can I get some clarity for that, please? Sorry, Pisces, won't be a sec. Can I just get some clarity for that, please? Sorry, Pisces, you've stumped me a little bit today. You know, majority of these readings have been pretty straightforward today, but we're seeing a little bit more of detailed energy coming through for you, Pisces, and I'm actually seeing that it's two different things. Okay, so I've got two different things coming back around for you this retrograde. All right, because what I'm seeing is, when I've asked for some clarity, right, I've seen the paths card. Okay, so you can clearly see that this is always a choice or decision. Two different paths that could be taken, or multiple paths that could be taken. All right, so that's sort of just letting me know. I feel that that's just letting me know that we are looking at separate things here. All right. So the first thing I want to bring to your attention, Pisces, is that we do have a person coming back around. All right. Now, for this person, I have got the sunglasses, the snake, and the fox energy. Okay, so when the snake in this particular deck is very, very similar to some of the fox has so many different meanings, but with the snake there, it does sort of bring out certain meanings. Okay, so I'll let you know what the snake says. It does say competition, enemy, clever, malicious, look over your shoulder, and the other woman. All right. So the fox energy there, we are seeing, you know, a few similar words that can be keywords for the fox as well. So especially clever, or, you know, like competition type vibe can definitely be, and a little bit of that malicious energy coming through with the fox as well. All right. So it's feeling like someone who thinks that they're too clever, and they think that they're being really clever with the way that they're coming towards you, you know. But with the fox energy, we kind of see that you know, it's that salesman type energy, all right, where they like they'll say anything to you know, make themselves seem however they think that you want them to be, or whatever. So it's like sometimes it can be that, yeah, like they think they're being really clever by not telling the whole truth, and wording things a certain way. Okay, but they are a little bit of a snake in the grass, so to speak. You know, and they only have their own preservation in mind, to be honest. So that this self-survival comes through, but that's for them, not for the way that they're coming toward you. You know, so it's not necessary, it's not vibing as like huge malicious intent or anything like that, but it is just someone who is being a little bit manipulative. Okay, so that is definitely coming out to me, that it is something, they're being manipulative with the way that they're coming towards you. They're not telling the whole truth. They're being very manipulative in how much they reveal, what they show there. And the sunglasses does sort of say watching, looking, stalking, gaslighting, perception, and focusing out. Okay, so they're really trying to make you perceive them a certain way, but that is not actually the entire truth. All right, they're hiding this more devilish type energy there, and there is that possible gaslighting happening as well. All right, so they are being a little bit manipulative in the way that they're coming towards you. All right, so just be wary of this person. I feel like you guys, Pisces are very strong intuitively, so I feel like you guys are going to know. Okay, but if someone comes back around into your life, all right, set your intention now, at the start of retrograde. All right, so set your intention now that if you see any of these images when someone pops back up into your life, so a snake image, a sunglasses image, or a fox image. Okay, so think about, someone who's hiding behind their sunglasses, or like someone pops back up and all of a sudden you see a documentary on foxes or snakes pop up on the TV, anything like that. All right, that's that person. You need to be wary of them. Okay, that's a pretty clear, be wary of somebody not telling the whole truth when it comes to them coming back around this retrograde. So that does last until May 14th, I think. So yeah, just be very wary of that person. All right, and also with that fox energy, you be clever the way that you listen to this person. All right, listen to what they're not saying as well as what they are. Okay, so just keep that in mind there, Pisces. But this other energy we've got coming through, wanted to end it on a bit more of a positive note to that. I'm sorry, but this other energy that is coming through, like I said, it is a separate energy, and I did clarify that it definitely was a separate energy, because otherwise that was just too confusing. Okay, because no one wishes for this person to be manipulating us. No one wishes for that. So no, that's totally separate. All right. So what we're actually seeing here is something that you've wished for in the past. All right. So we've got the stars, the garden, and the tower. So it's something that you have wished for in the past. So it's an old wish. It's something that you may have forgotten all about. It may be one of them silly little childhood wishes that you never thought second about. You never thought about it ever again. But it's probably to do with something more sociable, or meeting a certain person in your life. Okay, so we really are seeing a wish coming back around, and coming back around into reality, this retrograde. So I really want to say, okay, that for somebody out there, some Pisces out there, this is something like, as an example for you, so you'll have an idea of what I'm talking about. Like, because it's a wish fulfillment, it's social, meeting, invitations, okay, and then we've got something older or from the past, and sometimes the tower can mean other things, but it's definitely it could be like, okay, side note, it could be meeting someone somewhere, like and that person being a wish fulfillment for you, but meeting them somewhere like a library, or some sort of public building. Okay, because that can sometimes talk about like government type buildings, and so meeting someone at a government type building, but I actually feel like this is something else completely. Do you know what I keep getting? It's actually that, you know, something, and to me it sounds like you guys might think I'm ridiculous when I say this, all right? But it's like when you were little, you had this weird wish that you would meet that certain pop star or something, okay? And that's what's happening this month, all right? So if there's some weird childhood wish that you had, like, I really want to meet so and so, there's a high chance that that might actually happen this retrograde, because that's what's coming back around. This retrograde is some wish that from your past. Okay, so something that you've wished for in the past when it comes to, you know, meetings or invitations. You know, so it could be like, yeah, so interesting. I'm like, let me know, Pisces, and everyone leave me a comment and let me know, like, when you were like a child, like not even just a little child, you know, but like a teenager, because that's when we were all, you know, our most embarrassing, right? So let me know in the comments, like, when you were a teenager, what like pop star or something or famous actor or someone like that would you have wished to have met? All right, and I'll let you guys know, for me, when I was like only young, I don't know, a lot of people might not even know the band, okay? But there was a band called Savage Garden, and I was like totes all over it. I even joined the fan club and everything. Okay, so when I was a child, that was something I was like, ah. So for me, it might have been, you know, meeting Darren Hayes, the singer out of Savage Garden. But then there was also another one I would have too, actually, which was, I distinctly remember I had a big fight with my mum one year because she wouldn't take me to a Divinals concert when I was about 13. And it was like, it was an over 18 concert because, you know, if you've heard the Divinals music, a lot of it is going to be like, you know, not suitable for a 13-year-old girl. But I absolutely loved the Divinals and I really wanted to go to this concert, and I was not allowed. And, you know, I wished and wished and wished that I could go to this Divinals concert. So you never know. For me, it might be, you know, it could randomly be Savage Garden, but it could also be Chrissy Amphlett with the Divinals as well. So let me know in the comments who you guys, you know, who was your little teenage pop crush or whatever, okay? Let me know. But yeah, everyone that leaves a comment, you will be in the running for that free personal reading as well when that's drawn. Okay, so make sure you leave a comment and let me know. Now I just want to know. I might even start a poll or something. Who knows? But I'm blaming you, Pisces. But no, that's all good, all fun anyway, right? Light-hearted fun. But like I said, hopefully meeting this wish from your past can help override whatever that negative was. Okay, but just be wary. Okay, but love yous all, and I'll see you again soon. Thank you.